Obviously, the size and strength was something that I think wore on us during the course of the game. I thought we did a pretty decent job of flooding the paint early in the game, and then they were able to make some threes early. That made it difficult, but I think from a defensive standpoint, we didn't do a terrible job. I thought offensively, we probably quit on some possessions and settled for some jump shots that we didn't need, and dug ourselves a decent hole at half, and then didn't come out with the proper energy to start the second half, where they were really able to extend the game. We did do a good job of fighting back, at the end of the game, which we'll take and talk about how to try and extend that period of play for a much longer time. But I'm proud of the way that the guys continue to fight and play the right way, regardless of the score, and that's something we'll take and build on.
For those of us who haven't seen you, do you normally play that much zone, or was that a situational adjustment for the team?
We have been playing that much zone, yeah, probably about the last year or so. We probably at times like to play a little bit less, but obviously with their size and then the complexity of what they do offensively, makes it tough for us. And we had to make a decision on what we were going to try and take away. And I think most people would agree that if you look at their box scores and their strengths, it's going to be in that paint. And so we had to try and flood the paint, make them shoot contested jump shots. I thought that a couple of the threes they got early weren't contested, and yes, we're trying to take away the paint, but that doesn't mean we're letting people shoot standstill jump shots. And that was a mistake on our part defensively, and something we'll learn from.
Coach, you guys struggles kind of on the interior in the 3 losses. Is that, with major conference opposition in 2 of those games, is that just kind of a function of who you're playing? Or is that, and rebounding out of the zone can sometimes be difficult as well?
Yeah, and some of it's a function of who you're playing. We don't see guys. Jabil Treywick's a 4 or a 5-man in our league. Okay, and so even though we were able to start a lineup of 6'9", 6'8", 6'5", that's decent size for our league. And so just the speed of things down there, the physicality down there, you can see the times we would post the ball, guys end up shooting kind of off-balance shots because they don't have 240, 250-pound guys laying on them. So I think our offensive play will improve. But that being said, I still think we have to find other creative ways to score. And I thought in the first half we settled for maybe too many one-on-one contested jump shots versus late in the game where we got some penetration and then we're able to find open teammates. Any good team that's going to shoot a high percentage is going to shoot open shots, and we didn't do that enough early in the game.
Do you think that you might have should have run and jumped out of that 2-3 a little earlier than you did? You did in the second half, but then you trapped the wings in the second half for a couple possessions.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that we want to do moving forward and get better at. I also think there comes a time in the game where they let their guard down a little bit, so sometimes that pressure has a little more effectiveness. I think if we would have thought it would have been an effective strategy earlier, we would have tried it.
Rodney, what do you as players take from games like this early in the year against the Georgetown, against the North Carolina? Aside from making good performances, what are you trying to kind of learn about yourselves?
I think it's a chance for us to see where we stand. These are the high majors of our college basketball world, and these are guys that are potential pros. So when we come in, we want to come in and compete at a high level and show that we can also play with these guys even though we're mid-major. So coming to these games are great experiences. And with the blowouts, we got to be able to take out what we did well as a team and what we did not good as a team and learn from it.
What do you guys think? What do you think you guys did well today?
Like Coach said, I think in the last 7-8 minutes or so of the game, we stayed with high energy. We rebounded on first shots, got out and pushed it on the break. So I think just playing hard. I think we got to remember to keep playing hard. Like Coach said, it was some possessions where we got caught watching and let our guard down. So just playing hard the whole 40 minutes.
Marquise Reed has never been shy in terms of shots. How is it?
You know him well.
Yeah. How is integrating him into your program been, and where do you see him developing into?
Yeah, he's been a great addition to our program. There's no doubt about it, and we're excited for him to continue to learn and develop. And I think he has a unique skill set where he's able to, create shots for himself and shots for others. I think part of his development is just learning how to do that within the flow of the college game. He had 24 points in North Carolina, came back at Bradley, and they defended him a little bit differently, and he just kind of assumed that it would be, give me the ball and go. And now, as you score points, you move up higher on the scouting report, just like Rodney is now moving up on scouting report. And so those guys have to learn how to score on a consistent basis. and when the time is to go and make a play, and when the time is maybe to continue to run offense. So I think learning that balance, but like I said, I think he has a very good skill set and ability to score that we, are thankful to have in our program.
Coach, in Georgetown's first two games, they turned a relatively tight game into, right at the start of the second half, into get comfortable. They had that big burst. Happened again today, the quick turnover, 6 or 8 points. Did you sense something, a different level for them coming out of at the second half?
I think it's just a little bit of, they just wear on you, because they're so physical, they just wear you down. And it's not even just Josh Smith. I mean, obviously he gets the billing because he's, it's Smith Rivera, it's Treywick, it's LJ Peak. I mean, just simple things like getting open on the wing take more effort against these guys because they're so long and physical. And so now, if you're not incredibly detailed and supremely conditioned, eventually it'll wear on you. And so you saw the number of loose balls that I think we had opportunity to get right at the start of the second half that we didn't get, that they converted into points. And then some of our offensive execution started to get sluggish because it's difficult. And so we had some turnovers that turned into points, and that's where they were able to kind of take control of the game.
Any questions for these guys?
Thank you.